Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to give you folks some latest news about the $908 billion stimulus bill. Thank you so much for watching. First of all, let me just say I appreciate you all. My goal is to provide you with the latest news, the current news that is relevant to you. The Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. My goal is to be able to give you important information, the truth about what's happening in the country, in turn the impact on the economy and what it means to your bottom line. I can tell you that it is estimated that 12 million, 12 million of our fellow Americans who are renters are not only going to be facing evictions. By the way, setting aside the evictions, not only are they facing evictions, but they are looking at $5,400 in debt. They're looking at approximately $5,400 in debt. How do you get out of $5,400 in debt if you're unemployed and if you're facing a risk of evictions? Just unbelievable, which is why we need something to pass right now. We need something to pass very quickly. I want to make sure that you all can hear me okay. I want to make sure that the audio is good. Can you confirm that the audio is good? Please confirm, and then I'll get into the content portion of it, okay? So just if you can confirm that you can hear me. If you can confirm that. I think that my audio is coming through okay, right? All right. So guys, let's just jump. Yeah, good. Perfect. Let's just jump into what's going on right now, okay? Here's the bottom line. We are 1 day away from getting the full stimulus bill, the full draft of the legislation, I should say. Now, let me be clear about how this goes. Step one, a bill has to be drafted. And as we talk, a bill is being drafted. I believe that we should be able to see this bill as early as tomorrow. There was some talk that we would see this bill today, but we are probably going to see it tomorrow. That's number one. Number two, we are going to see a summary, an outline of the bill, probably as early as tonight. Okay. But I have received some information, some news based on what is likely to be in this bill. Before I let me be clear. Here's how things work. Step one, we'll get a summary of the bill probably sometime tonight. Step two, we are going to get the actual bill, and that should be as early as tomorrow. I do believe that both the sides should be able to vote on it sometime this week or sometime next week. And I do believe that if it passes both the House and the Senate, in other words, if it passes Congress, the president is very likely to sign it. In fact, I'm not the one who said that. We have received word from the White House that the president is indeed likely to sign it. First, let me give you the information that has just come in, and the information is as follows. Number one, unemployment benefits are going to be at $300 a week, okay? And they will cover 16 weeks, okay? They will cover 16 weeks, and it seems that they will cover 16 starting the 1st of January. Yep. So that is the information we're getting. I'll provide you with a link to all of our resources in the description section below. I want to be clear. So the unemployment benefits are going to be $300 a week. They are going to cover 16 weeks starting the 1st of January. Now, I know there was some initial reporting that it would go from the 1st of December through the end of March. I was the one who reported it based on the information I had. But the information we have now is that number one, the unemployment benefits will be 16 weeks, okay? Starting the 1st of January. That's number one. Number two, unfortunately, they will not be retroactive for the fall months. Please don't blame the messenger. I'm simply telling you what I'm hearing and what information we're getting. Number two, they will not be retroactive for the fall months. Number three, there will be no stimulus checks because the bipartisan group of senators, specifically the Republican senators, wanted to keep the cost of the bill under $1 trillion, and adding stimulus checks would have added easily a couple of $100 billion to this whole thing. So they wanted to keep the cost down. Number four, PUA and PEUC have indeed been extended. So again, PUA and PEUC have been extended. Now, there are two major areas of negotiation: the liability shield, which is very important for the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and funding for state and local governments, which, as you know, is very important for Democrats. That's what they're haggling on right now. As you and I are talking right now, there are individuals in Washington, D.C. writing up a long piece of legislation with the semantics for the state and local. Now, I know what you all are thinking. Is this actually going to happen this time? Based on the need of the country, based on the fact that the election is over, based on the fact that the Georgia Senate runoff races are coming. And by the way, the Georgia Senate runoff races are crucial. Both sides want to win and either regain or maintain control of the Senate, depending on which side of the fence you're sitting on. Number four, because we have a vaccine, I believe that there is a high probability. By the way, I can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball. I actually have that little thing right there at the back. I don't know if you can see it. That's actually a levitating lamp. I don't know if you can see it all the way at the back. It's something I caught because it was really cool. It's actually hanging in the air, but that is not a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't predict the future. But I can tell you, based on what I've seen, I think any rational person would say that we are going to see this stimulus bill happen. I would be very surprised if the two sides come to an agreement. The Senate Majority Leader puts it for a vote on the floor of the House, pass the Senate, and the President doesn't sign it. So I personally believe the one thing, the one thing that's necessary is the Senate Majority Leader putting this for on the floor of the Senate for a vote. I think that's the one thing that's holding us back. Now, also, let me be clear. Should there have been $1,200 stimulus checks? Of course. Of course, there should have been $1,200 stimulus checks. I'm in favor of help for those who need it the most, because if you're not on unemployment, okay, and if let's just say you went back to your job and you have reduced hours, you need the financial support. Unfortunately, it's not included here, and this is not a bill that's doing everything for everybody. Those are not my words. Those are the words of Bill Cassidy from Louisiana, Republican senator from Louisiana. I did actually dissect one of his interviews, and I'll be releasing that on our channel. So, and what's likely to happen is Congress is likely to seek a one-week government funding bill extension as the stimulus negotiations continue. I believe that hopefully by the end of this week, all the loose ends should be wrapped up, and we should see this happening. But unfortunately, I want to be clear. Unfortunately, this does not include stimulus checks, which is why on this channel, on the Ignition Time channel, I've talked about the importance. I've always talked about the importance of us being independent. I don't want us to be dependent on the government. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. I actually moved to the United States in 2002 with nothing, zip. I had no money, I had no friends, I knew nobody. And I do believe that I believe I am a beneficiary of the American dream, and I want to help you. That's why I started this channel. On this channel, I'm going to talk about how to start a business, how to make more money, how to save money, how to invest money. We'll cover all that. But right now, let's stay focused on the news. The news is that we are not going to get $1,200 stimulus checks, unfortunately. The news is, unfortunately, that we will only see $300 per week unemployment benefits starting the 1st of January. We are going to see a PUC and a PEUC extension. So that is where things stand right now. I wish that they had included stimulus checks, but that is where things stand right now. They are still arguing. I just want to be clear. They are still arguing about liability shield versus government funding, but they are drafting this piece of legislation as we speak. That's what's happening right now. Also, I want to be clear. Larry Kudlow, the White House chief economic advisor, told Robert Costa, who's a national political reporter for the Washington Post, and I'm going to quote him. By the way, I'll include a link to all these resources in the description section below. Larry Kudlow said, it is likely President Trump would sign the $908 billion bill if it clears Congress, but it depends on some of the policy details. Keep in mind, on the 9th of October, okay, less than 2 months ago, the president had said that he wanted to do a larger bill than the Democrats. So this tells you that the political realities and the political sort of recalculation after the election is impacting the stimulus negotiations, which is horrible. But unfortunately, that is where things stand right now. And if you have any questions about this, please type it out into the comment section below, or into the live chat on the right side of your screen if you're here live with me. And also, just to be clear, the White House trade advisor, Peter Navarro, it was just found has violated the Hatch Act per special counsel Henry Lerner. So I'll be reporting that separately. But this is where things stand, everybody. If you have any questions, please type it out. Let me take a quick look at the comments here and see if I can answer any questions. Whatever happened to retroactive enhanced unemployment as of mid-September? There was never, I don't know where you heard retroactive enhanced unemployment benefits, retroactive to mid September. I'm not sure where you heard that, but that was never seriously under discussion. What was seriously under discussion as early as yesterday was unemployment benefit, a $300 a week unemployment benefit boost from the 1st of December through the end of March. That is not happening based on the latest information we have. Based on the latest information we have, there is indeed going to be a 16-week, $300 a week booster on top of state unemployment benefits, but that's going to start January 1st. That is the information that we have right now. And my personal opinion is that the Georgia Senate runoff races, if the Republicans maintain control of the Senate, then we're likely to maybe see another smaller bill after January. But if the Democrats regain control of the Senate, I think we are going to see another massive stimulus package probably in February of next year. But unfortunately, we can't wait till February, right? We need help now. I am in favor of those who need help now. The information I'm getting is from various sources, including Twitter, including several news outlets. By the way, I'll always provide a link to all of my resources in the description section below. So as soon as this stream is done, if you look in the description section below, you'll find a link to all of our resources. So check them out. I'll wait till this stream is finished. Yep, this is, I do believe that those who need help the most should be getting it. And that is where we are right now. If you have any specific questions, please post them in the chat screen, and I'll be happy to address that. And guys, I just want to be clear. I think our government does not understand the suffering of the everyday American. While the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is focused on the liability shield for small businesses, for schools, for hospitals, and while House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats are focused on aid for state and local governments for education, guess what? There are those amongst us who need money to put food on the table, who need to keep the lights on, who need to be able to pay rent. I believe that now that these lawmakers are about to go on a Christmas break, they're about to go on a Christmas break shortly. By the way, this is not my quote. This is from Mark Warner, who's a Democrat from Virginia. He said it would be stupidity on steroids if these lawmakers went on Christmas break without providing stimulus relief. On top of that, we have a government funding bill that needs to be passed, so the government doesn't shut down. Which, by the way, would mean that senators and congressmen and congresswomen would not get their their $100,000 plus salary that they get. So if they're passing that, they need to be able to pass more stimulus so that they don't face the anger, the frustration of their constituents when they go back to their home state. That is what is happening right now. So that is where things stand right now. I'm hoping that the $300 a week booster is more retroactive, but it doesn't look like it based on the latest reporting. And I'm actually going to quote a tweet from Jeff Stein over at the Washington Post. And Jeff Stein did say that it's still going to be $300 a week, would not be retroactive for the fall months. Unfortunately, cover 16 weeks starting the 1st of January, PUA, PUC extended. In other news, First Lady Melania Trump said history continues to unfold at the White House, and I'm pleased to announce the completion of the tennis pavilion. First Lady Melania Trump. She wrote, preserving this historic landmark is vital, and I want to thank all those who helped complete the project. That's what First Lady Melania Trump is busy with. And, that's where things stand. And, guys, I'm here on your side. I'm going to try and give you the latest news. I really appreciate you watching. Let me take one final look at the comment section and let me know. In terms of whether you have to reapply and what you have to do, you will have to talk to your state. But as long as you're getting state unemployment benefits and as long as the federal government passes a law that says that the $300 a week booster applies, that money should just flow through seamlessly as long as you're continuing to collect state unemployment. But it's always better to check with your state. First, guys, let's not jump the gun. Let's wait for the bill to be drafted. Let's wait for that to be passed in the House and the Senate. Then the president has to sign it, and then these questions become more relevant. Right now, the best we can hope for tonight, is a summary of this bill, and I pretty much provided you the summary right here, so you don't have to rely on other channels or depend on some hypey news. I'm trying to give you guys the truth right here, and that's where things stand. All right. Thanks, everybody. If you have questions about whether you get the $300 a week benefit, wait until the law is passed. And at that point, I'll be addressing all of those questions on our channel. The last time, when the $600 a week benefit, as long as you were getting state unemployment benefits, the state just gave it to you. And I believe it's going to be similar this time. However, every state has specific requirements in terms of the qualifications, in terms of the recertifications, in terms of what you need to do in order to be able to recertify. But if you're already on unemployment benefits, you should hopefully already be in the system, so that once the law is passed, the $300 a week extra starts coming to you, just like the lost wages assistance program was. But that was more of an indirect program that went through disaster money through FEMA. This is going to be direct. This is going to be direct from the US Treasury to the states to you, so it should be fairly seamless, and that is where things stand. PUA was a new program that was set up as part of the CARES Act. So if you are on PUA, it's going to flow through the PUA program. But anyway, that's where things stand, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. If you have any specific questions, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you. Take care. We'll talk soon.